Hello friends, this is Dr. Mitesh Kala, presently teaching in Campin School. Welcome to the online teaching resource.
Hi, we are getting into cylinder cones and spheres, exercise 20B. Now, right now, I directly started with exercise 20B for a reason. We are not starting with 20A first, we'll start with 20B and then later on, we'll go with 20A. Now, before we get into this topic, few things are to be known very clearly. Alright, this is a shape which you can see, hollow from this side, right? What shape is this? Not a rectangle. Rectangles, squares, all these are two-dimensional figures. Means only length and breadth. So this one face is a rectangle. But this entire object is a solid because it has three dimensions, that namely length, breadth, and this height. Which height is missing in a rectangle. Here it is there, therefore three dimensions. So 3D figure. Alright. So this is called as a cuboid. Alright. Now when you talk about the surface, then you're talking about surface area. But when you talk about volume, then you're talking about this inner hollow space which is right inside over there. Alright. So surface area and the volume. So volume for any object which is a three-dimensional figure is the inside available space, whereas surface area means surface ka area. Alright. Now if you look at this object, it has got 1, this side 2, 1, 2, 3 and 4 vertical faces. Vertical means straight faces, and 1 and 2 horizontal faces. So 4 vertical faces, 2 horizontal faces. Are you getting it? So first, surface area is the area available on the surface. You have two types in this: area of vertical faces which are straight, and you can say total surface area, that is all your faces. All right, so that's part 1. Part 2 is the volume. So volume basically is the inside available space, or you can say space that is available inside. So whenever you want to find out what is the volume, okay, or what is the amount of water, or what is the amount of objects that can stay inside, or the amount of air that can stay inside, basically you're talking about volume. Are we clear with these two concepts first? Okay, now let's get into each of the objects. So here the first object that I have taken is basically a cube. Cube is consisting of squares. 6 squares together make one cube. So here first square I have made it in red, then you have second, third, and likewise 3 more on the other side of the face. So 6 faces. Alright. Now for a square or for a cube where all sides are equal, so we will call all of them as length. So length, length, and length. So length, breadth, and height all are length only because all are same. So when I pull out one square, so surface area of one square, so area of a square is equal to side square. Now two parts in surface area we said, area of vertical faces. So how many vertical faces does this have? 4 vertical faces, 1, 2, and the other 2 on the other side. This is a horizontal face. Alright. So one face is L square. So 4 faces will be 4L square. Right. Likewise total surface area. So total surface area will be all faces. So one square, like that 6 squares we said. Therefore 6L square. And finally the volume. So volume is the inside available space. For that what you do is length, breadth into height. So length into breadth into height. In this case all 3 are same, and therefore L cube. Are we clear with this? So that is called as your cube, where all are basically 6 squares which form a cube, or you can say 6 faces. Out of that 4 vertical and 2 horizontal, when added to this, total becomes 6, and volume is length, breadth, height. So are we clear with the first one at least? That is a cuboid. Sorry, cube. Now let's get into the next one. That is a cuboid. So what's a cuboid? So before we go on to the cuboid, let us continuously keep on updating. Basically in this topic, you are going to understand 6 major solids: cube, cuboid, cylinder, cone, sphere, and hemisphere. What are these 4? We will get onto that gradually, so don't bother about it. So first for the cube, can you tell me area of vertical faces for a cube? 4 vertical faces right now taught. Very good. 4L square. Likewise, can you tell me total surface area? 6L square, 6 faces. And volume that we just now derived? L cube. Perfect. I want you to pay attention completely to this part when I'm explaining you the derivation of most of the formulae, so that it registers very well in your head. Once you know these formulae, the topic is very simple. But if you do not know, then it's going to be a nightmare. So let's go on to the next shape, that is a cuboid. Now this is your cuboid. How does your cuboid look? So cuboid is basically 6 rectangles, but all of different shape and size, alright? So here you have the length, this you have the breadth, alright, and this you have the height. So length, breadth and height. I'm pulling out this first one. All rectangles will be 2, one on this side, one on the other side, 2 of same shape and size, one on this side, second on the other side, one on this side and one at the bottom, but 6 in all together, alright? So this is the first one, length, and this is called as the height. The second one, breadth and the height, and the third one on top, so this is length and this is your breadth. Alright, so 3 different shapes is what we are getting. Basically not shapes, 3 different dimensions, but all 3 are rectangle. Right now different shapes they look, because I had drawn it like that to show you a 3D figure, but technically these 2 are rectangles only. Alright, now 4 vertical faces here also. So we are first understanding surface area, right? And this is called as a cuboid. Cube, where all rectangles are same, basically squares, and cuboid, all are rectangles, alright? So now the first one. Now you need to find area of vertical faces. So how many vertical faces? 4. So we will say area of vertical faces. Now this is the first vertical face, this is the second, this is the horizontal one, correct? So the first vertical face, length into height. And how many such vertical faces? 2. One on this side, one on the other side. The second one is this vertical face, this is horizontal. So the second one plus breadth into height, and there are 2 such, one on this side, one on this side. So you add these 2. When you do this, what are you going to get is only area of vertical faces, the vertical faces. When you look at the room around that you are sitting in right now, you will see 4 walls. Those 4 walls, look around. Those 4 walls are called as the vertical faces, whereas the ceiling and the bottom, that is your floor, both are your horizontal faces. Okay. Now what can you pull out common here? So I can pull out 2 common, I can pull out h common. What is left is L plus B. Now I'm not writing 2h together, just to make you understand that this is nothing else but perimeter, twice length plus breadth into height. So whenever you want to find the area, basically you take perimeter of one side and multiply it with the height. Alright, so that is area of vertical faces. Now what if I want to find total surface area? So what am I going to do? So let's see. For total surface area, So total surface area obviously is going to be these 2 plus this one. So first length into height, which we already had, breadth into height. So we got 4 vertical faces. Now the top and the bottom. So the top is here, length into breadth. So length into breadth, but 2 times, because one on top, one at the bottom. What can I pull common is 2. What will be left is LB, BH, HL. I'm writing it in order so that we can remember LB, then BH, and then HL. So that's your total surface area. See how quickly we derived it without learning it also. So you should be deriving all these, then it's fun. And finally the volume. So volume is basically going to be length into breadth into height. We already know that LBH. So nothing great. So I hope I made you understand how to go about with the different parts of a cuboid. So I hope you remember all these formulae. Vertical faces, total surface area, and the volume. Got it? So let's fill up the table. Come on, let's see if you could remember all this. Anybody, what is the area of vertical faces for a cuboid? Come on, can you? Perfect. Twice length plus breadth into height. What about total surface area? So twice LB plus BH plus HL. And what about the volume? LBH. So we've learned at least 6 formulas straight away. You need to learn all these. Don't worry, I'll make it very simple for you provided you are with me. If you're not with me, I can't help it, alright? So let's go on with the next one. Is the cylinder. Now how does your cylinder look like? Cylinder is anything like this. Can you see? Yeah, a circle on top, and like this circular is a cylinder, just like your pipe or even the pen or pencil that you are holding. So that's a cylinder. For a cylinder, the figure will look like this. Okay, I have made a 3D figure to make you understand, and this is the original figure. These are the two circles, one at the bottom and one on the top. Alright, so that's your cylinder. Now for a cylinder, you don't have area of vertical faces because these are not faces, it's a circle. So therefore, for a cylinder, what do you have is called as curved surface area. Now what is a curved surface area? CSA. Now curved surface area, to understand that, we'll have to open this cylinder and see. So when we open this cylinder, what shape will it become? Can you predict? Okay, let me open the cylinder and then let's see what shape does it become. So I'm opening the first side and the second side. There you go. So I'm opening this and you tell me what shape did it become. Can you see? That was a cylinder, and when I opened it, it becomes the shape of a rectangle. Can you believe it? It's a rectangle, this part, one circle on top and one circle at the bottom. So that's your curved surface area, this. When you add these two to it, it will become total surface area. And then the space available inside is the volume. So first let's see curved surface area. So basically length into breadth should be the curved surface area, am I right? But to get length and breadth, length, when I make this, the same length becomes what? Circumference, superb. And the same breadth now becomes what? The height of the cylinder. Can you see the height? So it's basically circumference into height, that is length into breadth. So circumference is what? 2 pi r into height. That's your formula. Did we make it simple? Likewise, one circle ka area is pi r square. Another circle ka area, another pi r square. So now if you wish to find total surface area, you will take the curved surface area, that is this entire region, plus this circle, plus this circle. So two circles, so 2 times pi r square. What can I pull out common? So 2 pi r can be pulled common. H plus r is left. So you got the formula for total surface area. Did I make it really simple? Come on. Now you can pull it up. Finally, the volume. So volume will be what? It's the inner space available. Now for volume, I want you to understand one thing. When you keep on stacking 5 rupees coin one on the other, what shape does it become at the end? Let's say if you stack 10 coins, it will become a cylinder. Can you see cylindrical shape? Can you imagine that? So if you take one perimeter or one circumference and multiply it into height, one circumference and multiply it into height, you will get the total surface area. Exactly, that's what is here. So 2 pi r into height is what you will get. Okay. And now for the volume, you need to understand this very carefully. For volume, you have to take one circle ka surface area and the number of circles that are there inside. So automatically what you will get is the inner volume. So one area is pi r square. Circle ka area is pi r square into height. That's the formula. So one circle into the number of circles that go inside. That's very, very important. Alright. So you got curved surface area, total surface area, as well as the volume for the cylinder. Learn it. No, understand it so you get it better. So let's go on to the table and fill it up. So can you fill it up right now for me? Come on. I would suggest you should make this table or take a printout of this rather in the start when this is empty and start filling it up on your own. So cylinder, curved surface area. This time no more vertical faces. So what will be the curved surface area for a cylinder? We just now did it. Come on. So 2 pi RH. What will be the total surface area? Can you do it? 2 pi r h plus r, and the volume pi r square h, area into height. This is 1 circumference into height. That's what your curved surface area. I taught you 1 perimeter into height is the surface area. Whereas if you want to find the volume inside, then 1 area of the circle into height. Alright. Now for the cone. Cone is very interesting. So let's get into the cone. So here the cone is. This is how your cone looks like. Alright. A 3-dimensional. And when you draw the diagram, this is how it will look. So at the bottom of the cone you have a circle. Alright. And that's the cone on top. Okay. Can you see this? Perfect. Now for a cone also, we will have the curved surface area, that is this part, volume is inside part, and total will be this curved part plus this circle at the bottom. Together will form the total surface area. So first for the curved surface area, if I have to open this cone, how will it look? So let's open and see. So when I open this cone, it will form a part of a big circle that is only this much. This is called as a sector. What is it called? Sector. Can you see the entire sector like this? Here you go. The entire sector. Alright. And a circle at the bottom. So if you want to find the curved surface area, what are you going to do? So for the curved surface area, you have to take 1/3 pi r square h. No, that's the volume. So curved surface area for a cone is pi r L. L. Now what is L? Alright. So now for a cone like this, alright, this is the circle at the bottom, alright, and this till here, that is till this perpendicular part, okay, over here, is called as the height. This is the circle at bottom, this is the radius of that circle. So you are getting it somewhere in the middle of that circle to get your height. And this side over here is called as the slant height. Slant height is denoted by L. Slant height is denoted by L. So here you have pi r L as your curved surface area. If you want to see the derivation, it's slightly tough. You'll have to Google it and check it. Right now with these structures, it's difficult. Yeah, but total surface area, we can think. So you are going to take curved surface plus the area of the circle at the bottom. So area of the circle is pi r square. Pi r can be pulled L plus r. There you go with the total surface area for the cone. The volume. Now there is a beautiful video. If you want, you can go on the Google and check it. In that video, they take a cylinder and a cone of same height, same radius. Same height, same radius. So one cylinder like this, cone like this, and one cylinder like this of same height, same radius. Okay. Then they take water in this cone and they pour it in the cylinder once, second time, and the third time. Third time when they use this cone, the cylinder gets completely filled. So you're talking about volume. What is the connection? 3 times of the cone is 1 time of the cylinder. So you already know the formula for the cylinder, pi r square h. So volume of the cone will be 1/3 because 3 times the cone is 1 times the cylinder. That's how you can remember the volume of a cone. So for the volume of a cone, it's for the diamond, all 3 formulae for the cone: pi r L, pi r r plus L, and volume is 1/3 of this, that is pi r square h. That's how you can remember. Now for a sphere is a ball, okay, a cricket ball or any kind of a spherical shape object. So for a sphere, all right, the curved surface area, okay, so there is a beautiful video again on YouTube. If you want, you can go and check. I have not made it because it takes a lot of time for animation and I'm not that intelligent. So what they did is they opened the circle, they cut it into smaller squares, and they fit it into the circles. From a sphere, they're converting into circle, that is 2 dimension, and they fit those pieces in that circle. When one circle gets over of the same radius, they go to the second circle. And they prove that one sphere is equal to 4 times the circle. So one circle is pi r square. So 4 times the circle will be 4 pi r square. Now for a sphere, there is no curved surface or the total surface because it doesn't have a base. So there is only surface area. So no total or no curved, only surface area, which is 4 pi r square. Clear? Now before we go to the volume, let's go to the hemisphere. Hemisphere is half the circle like a bowl. So surface area, and you have a circle on top, therefore total surface area also. Let me show it to you. So that's your hemisphere. Can you see? Here is the surface area, and when I add this circle, this part over here, it will become the total surface area. So this part is the surface and this part is the circle. But if the total sphere is 4 pi r square, half the sphere will be, that is hemisphere, will be 2 of this, half of this, so that will be 2 pi r square. When you want total surface area of this, you have to add this circle also on top, because now it's got a base. Can you see? It stands. So this base is one circle is pi r square. So pi r square plus 2 pi r square will become 3 pi r square. Alright? And then sphere ka volume, so that is 4 upon 3 pi r cube. I don't have any derivation, it's really tough, so go on to the Google if you are very curious, or else learn it. Half of this will be hemisphere, so multiplied by half, 2 gets cancelled, so 2 by 3 pi r cube. So I hope I made you understand all the formulae. This is the list of all the formulae that we are going to use in this chapter. If you know this, you've sorted. So take a screenshot of this right now. Put it on your softboard. Write it 3 times until you learn it well. Right now, I just want you to focus on cone. Pi RL is the curved surface area. Pi r plus L is the total surface area. And 1/3 pi r square h. Here it is h and here it is L. L is the slant height, h is the perpendicular height. Alright, that's the volume. Now, one more thing before we go ahead. When you look at this cone, H, R and L, this triangle is depicted. What does the triangle tell you? Right angle triangle? Superb. Who said Pythagoras theorem? Absolutely correct. So you have a Pythagoras theorem being applied over here. Right angle with H, R and L. I pulled this triangle out. So therefore H square plus R square is equal to L square is the formula. Got it? So that's the major formula which is going to help you to calculate your H as well as your L. Will you remember that? So let's begin with exercise B. B is based on cone. I am not getting into A. A is based on cylinder with slightly tough questions, which we will do later. So let's begin with sum number 1 and let's see if you can pick this up. So you have slant height 17, radius as 8. You got to find the volume. So anyone remembers the formula for volume of the cone? Pi 1/3 r square h. So R and H. H is missing. You have L. So let's calculate the H first. How? Pythagoras theorem. So you can say by. Come on, pause the video. Nothing great in this exercise. Just pause, try it on your own and you will get it. So first apply Pythagoras, get H, and then put that over here and get the volume. Simple as that. So by Pythagoras theorem, what will happen? R square plus H square is equal to L square. So my R is 8, H is unknown and L is 17. So H will be 15 because I know the triplet. So I'm writing it directly. And therefore volume is 1/3 pi r square H. So 1/3 pi 22 by 7. R is 8 into height is 15. Oh my god, lot of calculation. So 3 times and nothing gets cancelled. So I'll have to multiply everything. So 8 2s are 16, 17 into 24 upon 7. So 176 into 24. 4 6 are 24, 37, 12, 15, 3. So I'll get 4 2 12, 4. 4 to 2 4 by 7. I'm not sure if it is correct. Maybe, may not be. 1/3 pi r square h. R is 8 and 8 and this is 15. 289, 64, 15 correct. So 3 1s are 3, 5 times I messed up over here. I'm so sorry. So 176 into 40. So this is wrong. 4 6 are 24. 28 so 30. 4 5 6 7. So 7040 by 7. So let's divide 1 times, 0 times, again 0 times. So 5s are 30. So 5 is left. So 5 means 7, 1, 3, so 4. Go to 3 decimals always in this chapter and then convert to 2. So 1005.71 centimeter square. If this is 5 or greater than 5, you add 1. If this is less than 5, you eliminate. Alright, so you got the first one. How many got this on your own? Pat yourself. Great job. Let's go with the next one. Sum number 3. Again, cone. This entire exercise is based on cone. Height is given to you as 12. Circumference is given. Radius is not given. And volume you need. So use the circumference. Get the radius. No need for Pythagoras because formula for the volume is 1/3 pi r square h. So h is already there. R you are getting. That's it. So come on. Circumference. Hit it. Pause right now. Come on. Hit it. 2 pi r. So circumference 66. 2 into 22 by 7 into r. So 66 into 7. 2 into 22 is equal to r. 1 times 3 times. So 21 by 2 meters. Now don't get into decimals here. Keep it as it is. Nothing to worry. Now let's apply the formula for the volume. 1/3 pi r square h. So 1/3 pi. Radius 21 by 2. 21 by 2. And height is 12. 1s are 3s are. See now everything is getting cancelled. So it's taken care of the decimals. Right. So 66 into 21 into 6 may be 11. So 21, 21, 1, 3, 2. So 231 into 6. So 6 3s are 18, 12, 13. 1386 meter cube. In the previous one, did I write square by any chance for volume? Let me check. Yeah, that's wrong. This should be cube. So here also volume, therefore cube. So 1386 meter cube. Got it everyone? Simple. Let's go with the fourth one. This exercise is practically not that difficult. Here they've given you the ratio. So we will take r as 5x and height as 12x. Alright. So you'll say therefore r is 5x and height is 12x. Pi is given to you. Remember that you're going to take the value for pi as 3.14. So let's see how are we going to go about this now. Volume is given to you. So directly hit it. 1/3 pi r square h. So 2512. 1/3 3.14. Radius is 5x the whole square and height is 12x. So pushing everything on the other side into 3. 314 goes down. So into 100 upon into 5 square. So 5 into 5 into this 12 and x square into x will give me x cube. So get x first. That will help you to get the radius, then the height and then Pythagoras to get the slant height. So 314 ones are 8 times. 5 ones are 20s are, 5 ones are 4s are, 1s are 3s are, 3 3 goes. So x becomes 2. Correct? Once I get x, therefore radius is 5 into 2. So 10 centimeters. Height is 12 into 2. 24 centimeters. And therefore slant height will be r square plus h square under the root. Pythagoras theorem. So 10 square plus 24 square under the root. When you solve it, you will get 26 centimeters. Triplet, so I know it, I can do it direct. And in the exam, this is allowed. So nothing to worry. Alright? Got it? Brilliant. Let's go with the next one, 8th. Let me tell you, sum number 5, 6 and 7 are all cancelled because no values are there. Such sums do not appear in the exam. So bindas leave them. Okay? Diameter is given to you, height is given to you, volume and curved surface area. So first let's find the radius, which is diameter by 2, 16.8 by 2, 8.4 meters. So we know the radius, we know the height. Can we calculate the volume? 100% we can. So 1/3 pi r square h. 1/3 pi no value given, so 22 by 7. R square, that will be 8.4 into 8.4. And height is given to us as 3.5, so 35. 7 ones are 5s are, 3 ones are, 3 2s are, 6 3 8s are, 5 ones are, 5 2s are, 2 ones are, 2 14s are. I don't think so we can cancel anything because if we cancel you will get upon 5. So let's multiply and sort it. So 84 into 14 first. 4 4s are 16, 33, 4 and 8. So 6 7 11 into 22. 6 2s are 12, 14 15, 2 and 1 3 and 2. So 2 3 5 2 again, 7 8 5 2. So I will get 2 5 8 7 2. 2 decimals because 2 zeros, meter cube. So we got our volume. Now for the curved surface area, the formula is, anybody? Perfect. 2 pi, pi r L. Now L is missing, so Pythagoras. So L is going to be r square plus h square under the root, Pythagoras theorem. So R is how much? 8.4 square, and H is 3.5 square under the root. So 4 4s are 16, 32, 64, 65, 6, 64, 70. So 7.56, 70.56, and this is going to be 12.25 under the root. So when we add them, this will become 11, 5, 6, 7 and 1, 8, 2 and 8. And when you take the root of this, it will be 91 meters. Yeah, a little bit of calculations here, sorry to say that, but yes, we will have to. Finally, curved surface area pi r L. So pi into radius 84 upon 10 into L 91 upon 10. 7 1s are 12s are. I don't think so anything can be cancelled. So let's multiply and get the answer. So I will calculate 91 with 22. So 2, 18, 182, so 2, 10, 8, 9, 10, so 202 into 12. So 12 2s are 24, 24, 0, 24. So 240.24 meter square. Yeah, you will have to calculate. I'm sorry to say that, but trust me, once you get used to do the calculations, don't copy from here. Try on your own, let it take time. You will get used to it. But if you do not do that, you will really be in a mess in the exam then. Alright, let's go to the next one. Sum number 10. 10 is purely about volume. I gave you the clue already. They say a big cone, okay, melted and formed into smaller cones. How many number of small cones will be formed? So thumb rule throughout the chapter. Whenever number is asked, the formula is very simple. Volume of big object upon volume of small object. Now here both are cones, but at times they convert a cylinder into a cone or anything into anything. So big object upon small object. So volume of big object 1/3 pi r square h. For big you write capital, and for small object you write small alphabets, so that you don't cancel them and you don't get confused. 1/3 and pi can cancel each other. Now r square, r of the bigger object, radius is 6, so 6 into 6, and height is 8. R of the small object, diameter is 1, so that will be half the radius, and height is 2. So this 2 and 2 will go on top, so 2 1s are 2 4s are, so basically 6 into 6, 4 into 4. So 24 square, 576 cones. Alright, how many got the same answer without copying? Brilliant. Please do that. I appreciate people who do not copy. 11th, total surface area given to you 90 pi, and pi ka value is given. Length, that is slant height, is given. Radius and volume is asked. So first let's use total surface area. Do you remember? Pi r plus L. Very good. So this is 90 pi into r not known, and r plus 13. Pi gets cancelled. So 90, let's open this, r square plus 13r. Oh, quadratic equation. No problem. So for 90 we'll have to split 18 5s are. If you do not know this, take factors. Okay. So 18r minus 5r minus 90. So your r is minus 18 or r is 5. It cannot be negative. So therefore we take r as 5 centimeters. Now that you got your r, let's get into the volume. So volume is 1/3 pi r square h. H is missing. So again L square r square plus h square, Pythagoras theorem. So L is 13, r is 5, and h is unknown. So 169 minus 25 is equal to h square. So h will be 12. Correct? Triplet. So once I get this, let's get into the volume now. 1/3 pi r square h. So 1/3 pi r square will be 5 into 5, and height is 12. Oh, pi is 3.14. I messed up here. So 314 by 100. So 3 1s are 3 4s are. 5 1s are 20s are, 5 1s are 4s are, 4 4 cancels. So 314 meter cube. meter, centimeter, sorry. So centimeter cube. Got it? Had you taken 22 by 7, it would have gone into decimals and you would have messed up the sum. So whenever pi is given, please take that value, do not mess it up, okay? Let's get into the next question, sum number 13. 13 is again the volume. They say whenever 6 cones, small cones are dropped into a bigger cone, 1/4 of water is spilled. So volume of small cone is what you have to find. So basically what this derivation is, volume of one small cone into 6 cones is the total volume. If you remember in physics, you did volume of irregular shape. You drop the shape in the water and through the measuring cylinder the water flows out and you measure how much water is outside. So whatever measure of water is outside, that is the volume of that irregular shape. Same thing over here. So volume of all the 6 cones is equal to 1/4 the volume of the big cone. Okay, so volume of 6 cones. So volume of small cone is what we need to find. So I'm not writing its formula. 1/4 formula 1/3 pi r square h. So 1/4, one second, over here it should be equal to. So 1/4, 1/3, pushing this 6 also down, pi 22 by 7. Radius will be half of this, so 25 by 2. So radius will be 25.2 by 2. So that should be 12.6. So 126 by 10, again 126 by 10, and the height is 32. Now you'll have to cancel all this. So let me write it nicely, otherwise we will mess up. 126 by 10, 126 by 10 and 32. So let us see if we can cancel everything or whatever we can cancel. So 6 ones are 20 ones are, 7 ones are 3s are, 3 goes, 4 ones are, and 4 8s are. Nothing else can be cancelled, so let's multiply. 126 into 176, 6 6 are 36, 12 15, 6 7 42, 14 18, 7 and 1 8, 6 2 1. So 6 7, 14 plus 7 21, 10 and 1 11 2. I don't know if I am correct, let me recheck. 36, 12 15, 6 and 1 7, 42, 14 18, 7 and 1 8, 6 2 1. So 6 7, 15 plus 6 21, 10 11 12. So this will be 2 and then 2. So 221.76 centimeter cube. I hope I'm correct on this. I'm not really sure. Can I just check this answer so that I don't teach you something which is wrong? So this is exercise 20, I guess 20 something B, sum number 13. It's perfect, no problem at all. Good job. Last question 14. You've been given the cone ka volume, area of the circle. Find the radius, height and curved surface area. So first let's get the area of the circle, pi r square. That will help us to get our radius. Come on, hit it. So 154, 22 by 7 into r square. So 154, 7 by 22 r square. So 11 2s are 14s are 1s are 7s are. So radius becomes 7 meters. Perfect. Let's get the height. For that you'll have to use the volume. So volume is 1/3 pi r square h. So 1 2 3 2, 1/3 pi, nothing given, so 22 by 7, radius 7 into 7 into height. So height stays there, 1 2 3 2, 3 into 7, 22 into 7 into 7 is equal to the height. So 7 goes, 11 2s are, 11 1s are, 11 1s are, 2s are, 1s are, 56 are, 7 1s are, 8s are. So 8 3s are 24 meters. I got my height. Now they want me to find the curved surface area. So first Pythagoras to find L. R square h square under the root. So 7 square 24 square under the root. Triplet says 25. And finally curved surface area. For that width is given. Whenever width is given, divide the curved surface area by the width. So curved surface area is how much? Pi r L divided by width. So pi into radius, which is 7, into height, which is pi r L, so 25, divided by width, which is 2, so 11. So how much will that be? 285 meter square is the area, sorry, curved surface area. I'm just wanting to check it, so give me a minute. 20B, sum number 14, 275, not 85. Yeah, this is wrong. 275. My bad. I'm sorry. Got it? Brilliant. Homework 20B, sum number 2, 12, and 14. Alright? Until the next video, take care, stay safe, pray for everyone, and be honest. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do write your math experience in the comment section. Thank you.